A pleasure to meet y'all at last. Here I am again on Why's That. This is a series that's dedicated to answering questions that relate to Why's That, ergo given the name of the program here. For today's question, I've got myself another YouTube commenter who decided to ask me another subject on my Twitter, or Twitters for that matter, because I have two accounts. One of which, though, is a backup account which I have made just in case my first account, which is 12 years old by the way, ends up in serious hot water. For no reason even. But, of course, this is not about any of the other accounts that I've got. But of course, this question doesn't relate to either of the accounts that I have currently. But instead, this focuses on something else. The commenter asked me, why is that you take it very personal every time somebody blocks you on Twitter, YouTube, or otherwise? Now I know some have actually asked me, based on lots of different points of views as to how somebody interacts with me on the internet, but I take it that blocking is a very serious matter, and I feel that it always should be averted at some point in time. Because there's always the case that revolves around the point at which that someone does block you on Twitter or YouTube, any other social media site for the matter. Then, how I feel about this whole thing, when this is my point of view, and I'm sure some people might have the same thing. I take blocking as a very serious point in time at which that it originates from a very, very stupid source. Big source of big stupidity for that matter. Big source of stupidity because of the fact that the smallest thing I do nowadays ends up with somebody blocking me. I just follow them by accident, I get blocked. If I send a follower request by accident on someone's private account, I get blocked. If I tweet something to them that actually interests them even, I just straight up get blocked. No questions asked. And I've got more than enough things on my mind already. Other than the fact that some people have just blocked me for the stupidest of reasons. There might be very good reasons out there as to how people just end up blocking me for God knows what happens. But there's just no... It just matters not. No matter what the fact is that how... No matter what the situation revolving around the fact that somebody blocks me and whatever happened to me end up getting blocked in the first place on Twitter or YouTube, although I've actually made a video at one point concerning about how blocking somebody on YouTube is actually considered an ineffective way to prevent somebody from getting a view on their content on YouTube. And I'll have that uploaded in a little while, but first things first is that I'm going to tend to the point of view I have based on blocking others, based on people blocking me for even the stupidest and littlest of reasons, because nowadays we just don't really have that many people out there who just want to consider themselves smart, but rather they just want to impress the crap out of others on Twitter by not only being a part of the Gang Tweet community, just like I am, but they tend to just take so much pride in the content that they post online that there's some point in time at which that they would just want to prevent everybody from getting a view on their accounts just so they can not end up in some serious hot water. And the bottom line here, though, is that it's not just because about the fact that somebody ends up blocking me because I have a view on their account, or if I happen to tweet something to them. I do not happen to tweet anything to them that is considered violent or hateful, because that's just what happens to be me. I don't intend to engage in any physical or verbal abuse. And the bottom line here, though, that I tend to have with others on Twitter nowadays is the fact that I practically just take all of my followers for granted. And I hardly even talk to others in the direct messaging zone on my Twitter nowadays, or even my other Twitter account, my second one that is, which is, like I said, it's my backup account. So my first account has been through a ton in the past 12 years. It has been through a lot of locks, suspensions, limits, but it has not gone to the point yet to which that it had been permanently suspended. However, though, I have recently come across a few tweets that relate to people ended up getting their accounts permanently locked for the fact that they were not of age at the time that they created their Twitter accounts. Because in May 30th of 2018 was when Twitter released a statement claiming that there is a brand new policy around the world of social media in terms of Twitter accounts nowadays. They would start banning, suspending, or locking accounts that were created at the time that people were not of age. People had to be 13 years of age nowadays to create Twitter accounts. And we've already seen how some people reacted to this new policy. As for me, I was 7 years old on August 12th of 2006 when I first created my Twitter account. And it is actually 12 years old, despite the fact that it still says December 18 of 2014. Now, I've already made a Why's That episode based on that particular subject in terms of how my Twitter account's date, my first Twitter account, that is, its date got rendered to a new date, and now it says December 18 of 2014 instead of August 12 of 2006. But, moving on for now, I am legit very worried at the fact that Twitter might end up locking my account someday because of the fact that this new policy revolves around the point of which that people's accounts have been getting locked, suspended, or even banned from Twitter because of the fact that they were not 13 years of age at the time that their account was created. I was 7 when I created my account for the first time. And so, to this day, I haven't really felt much worried that Twitter would do something about it, but now, as of May 30th of this year, I have been very worried that Twitter might start doing something about it to my account. But you'll never know until something pops up. If my account says that I'm being banned or suspended, then well, just bear with me, because I do have a second Twitter account that I made much more recently, back in September of this year. And I was 19 at the time, so... And I'm still 19 now, but yet I'm still... feel that my first account is going to end up in some serious flames if something doesn't happen quickly. But back to the blocking. I just take it very personal every time somebody blocks me. Not only because of the fact that I do care about others and the fact that I have lots of different feelings for others, and of which that the stupidest reasons or even the littlest reasons nowadays end up with me getting blocked by anybody on Twitter now. It doesn't even matter who it is. It doesn't matter what kind of person there is on Twitter that ends up blocking me for the stupidest of reasons or even the littlest of reasons. It just happens nowadays. They just do it for no reason even. And that just really bums me out. And it just... every time I have seen an account block me with a message saying, "You are blocked from following someone and viewing someone's tweets," that's just pretty much the end of it. And it usually just drives me emotionally insane to the point at which I would have to go into rehab or something, because that's just who I am, really. That actually is who I have been for more than 3 years. Based on the fact that people are getting blocked from me, and then I can no longer engage with them or even do anything to them. And that's just the end of it, really. I just take it personal every time somebody blocks me. And I would just beg them to the point at which that they would have to unblock me for the stupidest of reasons. I would gratefully explain to them as to how it just happened, and I don't even know how well it could go down, but there's just so many people out there nowadays that have blocked me to the point at which that my first account, that is, that I would just have to have my first account deleted, and then just use my backup account and pretty much just start all over again. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. I'm just going to carry on with my first account. And I'm just going to hope that someday that something bad does not ever happen to me again. To that account, that is. My very first one. And I'm just not happy with how people just want to treat me on the internet nowadays. They're just being mean as literal sense of as God knows what. But I feel that's enough for right now, because I feel like I'm already going to cry over this particular subject. And I feel like I'm just going to have to move on at some point, because there's more questions out there that I got to answer at some given point in time before I'm done with Why's That for this year. And if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.